My name is Janet George, and we're here today at the Martin DePorres Center to view the exhibition by creative women of color titled Speak, Women's Voices Strong and Passionate.
Hi, my name is Queen Brooks, and I'm an artist, mixed media, multimedia. I started rather late in life, in my late 30s, and I won't tell you how old I am now, but I will say I'm a senior. My work consists of mixed media and wood burnings and paintings. The work that I'm presenting at this exhibit, this particular piece is called America's New God. It's a mixed media piece. It originated as a thought in terms of not only my vulnerability to illness, but all the people that I know who are dependent upon drugs for one reason or another. The idea came because there were so many medicine bottles that seemed to appear, and I decided that I needed to use this as a resource for art. And so starting to think about that, about the medicines that we're dependent upon, about the cost of those medicines, and about all the controversy around Medicare and around the health issues, I started to think in terms of who these issues affect. And I started to look at children and elderly and the poor and homeless, and I believe a lot of those problems that could be resolved could be done if people, or those people in power, those people who control the money, were a little less greedy, or maybe just not greedy at all. And so a lot of people, not me, I'm blessed to say, but a lot of older people have to decide between food and medicine. And that should not be a decision that they have to make, but it's a choice, and a lot of times they will skimp on their medications in order to get food. So that's why this particular piece is there, saying that this piece of bread says choice. The figure represents a symbol of the God that I see us worshiping more than the God that we say we worship. And that symbol represents the greediness of America, because I can only speak for the country I'm in. At the top is the greed, the heart, representing the heart of our country at times. And below there is also a heart with a rainbow, because there's always hope. We have to maintain our hope in any situation that does not speak to the goodness of ourselves or our country. We have to maintain our hope, and I want all of my work to at some point express hope. And that's what this piece represents for me.
This is my artwork. It's titled Social Commentary on the Street, Shame. In the last year or so, I've been working on a series of photographs to document public expressions of grief, social issues, feelings that somehow people need to get out so everyone can see them. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about each piece. I think the shame speaks for itself. It said to me when I saw it, really, shame on you, shame on our country, shame. It was on an empty, dilapidated building that had been a manufacturing plant and was being torn down. And that spoke to me for that. These other two pieces were photographs of shrines on the street. I particularly like this one because it says, I love you, and there are actually words written on these bottles that speak to this person who I'm going to assume was killed in this house that this was in front of. This one has candles that have been burned. It has a picture of Absolut vodka in it, and it spoke to me in terms of death being absolute. The picture of the chair, many people know that the chair represents someone who's gone, someone who's left us, a person who has died. And this picture was also, the chair was also in front of a boarded up home, as you can see a little bit of it. It was just one of the remnants that was left of a family who had lived there. Of course, this one with Trayvon Martin was taken here actually in Columbus, and it was right after Trayvon had been killed. And when I saw it, it just spoke to me of the anguish and the conflict that was started across this country over his death. And then this one, saying enough, spoke to me in terms of all of these. It's just enough. And if you can see, the enough is on a sign for public assistance. The 6 pieces come together in the work that's titled Social Commentary on the Street, Shame.
Hello, my name is Pepper, and I'm a resident of Columbus, Ohio, a native of Columbus, Ohio. And the story of this piece is based on my being a child on Grove Street when I was in elementary school. And I came in the door when my father was on the floor reading a newspaper. At that time, I didn't know that my father only had an 8th grade education. And for whatever reason, I made a comment saying that I can't do something. And because of the statement that he made when I was in elementary school, there's no such thing as can't. Every time someone told me I couldn't do something, I would always ask them a question of why. So the purpose of this is to motivate people that, especially young people, that can't means I can. If you look at it, it has positive Igdinka symbols, because the concept of the show was to speak. And each symbol represents a word or a statement. But also, I put can't, cannot, and then I changed those can'ts to can to, and goes to can to, double O, exclamation marks. This is a positive statement that regardless of where you come from, or whatever your negative experiences can be, you can overcome them.
The exhibition by creative women of color, Speak, Women's Voices Strong and Passionate, is currently showing at the Martin DePorres Center in Columbus, Ohio. We invite all of you to come out and see this powerful show. Thank you.